Hello and welcome. My name is Stephanie Stoller, and I would like to provide a very brief introduction to what is known as the science of reading. Reading isn't natural. No one is born a reader. Reading isn't a natural skill like talking or walking. Reading doesn't happen by osmosis, from being read to, or from being in a literacy-rich environment. So if a student seems to be struggling, we can't just wait and see. And there's no such thing as giving a student the gift of time. If we wait, some students may not get it. And if they don't have it by the end of first grade, they don't tend to catch up, even with typical intervention. This means directly teaching the skills that contribute to reading rather than taking the child's lead or assuming they will pick it up on their own will be more effective. Everyone learns to read in the same way. There aren't multiple ways to learn to read, so we don't need to match our approach to student preferences or learning styles. All skilled readers have phonics skills and age-appropriate language comprehension. There is a known path or reading circuit in the brains of skilled readers. Reading starts with oral language. The reading pathway relies on connecting speech sounds to print and to the meaning of words. Struggling readers and non-readers haven't yet established these connections and actually might use the wrong side of their brains when they try to read. Instruction can prevent or correct this. You can strengthen these pathways by basing reading instruction in language and reinforcing the speech to print connection, rather than relying on rote memorization, the visual features of printed words, or guessing based on context or pictures. Some students acquire these circuits or pathways more easily. Others need lots of repetition to create these pathways, but it is the same pathway. Some students will require careful, deliberate, distributed, and cumulative practice. Some students have brains that make learning to read very difficult, but with the right instruction, even students with reading disabilities, including dyslexia, can learn to read. All students benefit from explicit and systematic instruction in the skills that form the reading pathway. Students living in poverty, English learners, students with disabilities, even top performing students benefit from explicit and systematic instruction in phonological awareness, phonics, vocabulary, listening, and reading comprehension. It is not too early to start intentional reading instruction in kindergarten, and it is never too late to teach the essential skills. The same instruction that works for preventing reading failure will work for remediating reading problems. Prevention is easier and cheaper than intervention. There are known indicators of reading that can be assessed in the beginning of kindergarten. Teaching these skills to students who don't have them can change the course of their lives. Although research hasn't answered all questions about reading, there are thousands of studies conducted over several decades that converge around how children learn to read, the most effective instructional practices, and what to do when students are struggling with reading. It is time to put what is known into practice in every classroom. If the science of reading is new to you, start exploring. There are a variety of ways to learn more. Peruse the websites of the Reading League or the Ohio Department of Education for excellent resources. Watch the Science of Reading webinars from Voyager Sopris Learning. Seek support from your local International Dyslexia Association branch or Decoding Dyslexia chapter. Read documents such as Teaching Reading is Rocket Science, Ohio's Plan to Improve Literacy, or Narrowing the Third Grade Reading Gap. Listen to Emily Hanford's podcasts. Engage in ongoing professional development, such as letters or the reading teacher's top 10 tools. Watch videos on YouTube from Stanislaus Dehaene, Lynn Stone, or Spelfabet. Follow Facebook pages such as The Science of Reading, What I Should Have Learned in College, or my page, Stephanie Stoller Consulting. Read books such as Speech to Print, Language is the Speed of Sight, or Explicit Instruction. In fact, reach out to your boss, administrator, or past university professor and offer to start a book club with one of these books so you can all learn together. Feel free to reach out to me at stephaniestoller@gmail.com or download my free Science of Reading materials at readingscienceacademy.com. Start where you are with what you have and do what you can starting today. There's no judgment, We've all been doing the best that we can. Now it's time to learn more so that we can do better for our students.